Hello, everybody. Well, 21st of June has come and gone. The days will start getting longer and sunnier, and things are looking on the up. So that's one positive thing that's going on at the moment. You would have heard that we had a Q&A day, question and answer day on Thursday, and there were 5 people that came along to that, which was good to see. And there were 4 questions that were asked. The first question was about strategic planning. So you might have seen or heard that we've got a strategic planning day this coming Thursday, and that'll be attended by the board, the leadership, and we've also invited Kathy O'Malley, who's the strategic planning general manager for the DHB, to come along to part of that. That day will hopefully see us then come up with a first draft of a strategic plan. My intention is then to disseminate that to all staff. I'm not quite sure how we'll do that, whether it will just be on iCare or whether we will have some sessions for staff to comment on and provide us some feedback on that. Once that is done, then we'll start looking at an operational plan and how we're going to actually deliver on the strategic plan going forward. So we're looking at 3 years this time around with some thought on the next 10 years. So it'll be interesting to see if we can achieve all that in one day. But it's something that we're keen to get under our belts and give staff some guidance as to what the future is looking like. So that's the strategic plan question. The second question was around our funding. So you would have heard that in the budget there was $5 million. And then subsequent to that, last week, Sunday, there was a comment about $7.33 million, which will go to hospices as well. So the 5 million is the amount that's in the budget, and that equates to about $116,000. Based on similar funds that we've had in the past, because it's got to be divvied up with all the other hospices. So if they use the same formula, we should get 116,000 for that. And then the 7.33 is a one-off, so we'll get it this year, but not going forward because it's related to COVID, to support us through any hardship that we've come across as a result of COVID. And we've mentioned that the funding, we expect the funding will be reduced from our community fundraising and income from the shops, but a little bit more about that in a minute. So that was that question. We still haven't heard any guidelines from the DHB how that money will be made up. So I've said my estimates are around 116 for the one, and the 7.33 million, we're looking at about $170,000. So between the two of them will be $276,000. So a fair amount of money, but yeah, we need to look at how we spend that and what what, if anything, we'll still get from the DHB. I spoke to the DHB on Thursday or Friday last week, and they still haven't come up with a number. They initially said the 22nd, but today is the 22nd. We haven't seen anything as yet. The third question that was asked was around the contract with the DHB. So the contract with the DHB is very different to contracts from other hospices and other DHBs. Nationally, they are looking at, well, the Hospice New Zealand is looking at one contract across the country, which potentially then looks at a funding model that is the same for everybody across the country. That has its pros and cons. We've always been funded fairly well by our DHB, while others have not been funded as well. So if they're going to use a standard contract across the country to even things out, then there will be some losers and winners. But I think that'll be quite a long way away, especially now with the new thinking from the Ministry of Health of doing away with some of the DHBs. So I'm sure that's going to get parked for a number of years before we even get there. And then we ended up talking a little bit about communications, and the staff survey. So the staff survey basically has been completed. All the analysis of the staff survey has been completed. And one of the key areas that the survey spoke about was around communications. So I do believe that our communications has improved somewhat since COVID, with video clips, text messages, and hopefully you're getting more information through the leadership team being filtered down as well. So hopefully our communication is a wee bit better. We will be coming to all staff with the survey and the results, and an action plan on how to deal with some of the areas where we have slipped a wee bit. It's not a train smash. There's there are some areas that we definitely can improve in, and there's no doubt about that, and we have to improve in. But we will share that with you. I would like to get the budget out the way first of all, and then to get the strategic planning out the way, and then we can have a look at some of those other things that we need to deal with. So that's where we're at the moment. On Wednesday, we've got a board meeting, two board meetings, the investment trust and the what we call the operational trust. We will be looking at our budget. We will be putting that on the table, even though we might not have a figure from the DHB as yet. But I know the board are keen to sign off on a budget. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge if we don't have all the numbers, but we'll see where we go, and I'll get back to you on that, hopefully by the by the end of the week. Finally, a quick reminder that we've got the barbecue on Wednesday, so it'll be great if as many of you as possible can come along to that, 4 o'clock, yeah, it should be a good celebration of the fact that we've been here for a year, as well as surviving COVID. Although, just a reminder, COVID's still with us. We need to be careful, and we need to be vigilant. So that's my update for now. I'll try and get back to you maybe next week or the week after in regard to our budget and our strategic planning results. So look after yourselves, keep on smiling, and we'll hopefully see as many of you as possible on Wednesday. Thank you. Bye.